Okay, I want to get this out there while this is still fresh in my memory. And I was just going to write a written review on IMDb, but God wants me to be a YouTuber, so... Star Wars: Rise of the Skywalker. This movie has problems. It's like a fancy, shiny, new building that I have to condemn because it's structurally unsound and could collapse at any minute. Now, to this film's credit, many of the problems I had with it are problems I have with modern movie industry in general. So in a sense, I'm not so much criticizing this movie as I am criticizing Hollywood. The storyboards were lifeless. They were functional, but they had little to no heart to them. Scenes and shots just blended together, making it difficult to tell when one scene ended and when another one began. I mean, some of it was just so abrupt. As a result, nothing ever felt resolved. Things just ended and began whenever they wanted to, and the result was one big blur of information. Now, admittedly, there were some shots and moments that were really well done. The mine scenes between Kylo Ren and Rey come to mind. Those were fantastic. But more often than not, there were just scenes and moments that came across as unintentionally comedic, or just plain awkward. A few minutes into the film and I already found myself mentally correcting the storyboards until I ran out of energy and gave up. The movie, especially the script, lacked all genuity. Not ingenuity, but pure, wholehearted, genuine emotion or feeling. So many scenes in this movie just completely fell on their face. They were either trying way too hard to come across as emotionally intense and grand when there was really nothing special happening, or on the other end of the spectrum where there were moments that were genuinely emotional until some smart aleck cracked a funny and completely broke the tension. And then there were other moments that begged for a funny quip or joke, but then they were played completely straight. What the heck, movie? What the heck? What am I supposed to make of you? And another thing. The characters. I get it. It's Star Wars. I'm not expecting Hamlet here. But the characters in this movie were bland. Like, think of the original trilogy. You remember Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo, C-3PO, R2-D2, Chewbacca the Wookiee. And then there's Rey, Finn, and Poe, and all I can think to describe them is that group of guys. And one of them's a girl. And they do stuff. And I guess she likes mechanics, I guess? Look, I can't say a single thing about them as people. Sure, they're loaded down with backstory, but they don't have much personality to back it up. I can't think of a single one of them I would want to invite out to lunch, let alone want to sit down and watch an elaborate space opera with. They feel more like puppets than they do people. And that's a problem! The best character in the movie was C-3PO, and, without getting into any spoilers, they just knock him out of the picture for like half the movie and then bring him back again for no reason, only for him to almost drop off the face of the earth altogether. A+. Oh, and while I'm at it, let's talk about the other characters. This movie kept introducing random people that we're supposed to care about because... reasons. The best example of this was this helmet chick named Zori Bliss. And I had to look that up, I'm not even kidding. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to like her. She seemed like the coolest person in this film. But her introduction was so sloppy. She goes from mortal enemy to willing ally in like 30 seconds flat for the absolute flimsiest of reasons. I don't even remember what it was! And then they have this other scene where we're supposed to care about her, but oh no, wait, it's plot time, never mind, bye! And then there was this chick named Vivian who just appeared in the plot at one point, and suddenly she's in the big firefight at the end. Why? Who are you? Why are we supposed to care? Movie, do you want to tell a story or lay the foundations for an extended universe that we're just supposed to buy into? I'm sorry, people, but that's not how storytelling works. Stories are meant to inspire people, not to sell more toys. Give me a movie, not padding for your future paycheck. And it's here, amidst my editing, that I uncovered the sinister underbelly of this film. This movie isn't just bad, it's downright manipulative. I did not look up one trailer, one news article, or anything about this film before it came out. I went in with zero expectations. But in doing my digging for appropriate footage for this review, I find that the worst part of this film isn't the film itself, but the marketing. YouTube littered with mysterious and intriguing trailers, Zori Bliss appearing in a video game as a playable character, interview upon interview telling fans what to expect. My brothers, you were deceived. This franchise is milking you for every cent you've got and is using a mix of nostalgia and overinflated hype to suck you in. That's just cruel! You deserve better than this! I could go into spoilers here, but I won't. But I will say this. People can smell a rewrite from a mile away. If your audience has figured out your big secret ahead of time, then embrace it. Don't haphazardly try and change the ending just because you want to surprise everyone. A good movie is more than its epic twist, and if you don't have any confidence in your film without it, then your big epic twist is the last thing you should be worrying about. And when you think about it, this movie trilogy's fundamental flaw is that it tries way too hard to be one step ahead of its audience. This is Star Wars. They pulled the Vader thing on us. You can't stop people from speculating. But at the end of the day, to say that this movie is bad would just be unfair. It's decent. Merely passable. And I'm sorry, I want more from my movies than that. Twirly kicks and cool action fight scenes can only carry a movie so far. And if you're not going to present me with more than that, fine. But don't try and pass this thing off as the most groundbreaking thing ever when you've got nothing to show for it. It's the embodiment of everything that is wrong with modern cinema. Some cool shots and a well-executed ending does not a good film make. So before you try and pass off this movie as the next big thing, can you make sure you have some actual substance to it first? And to the fans, I know you love Star Wars, but you need to stop settling. You're putting in so much hope and anticipation into this franchise that you don't realize the trap you're being lulled into. Don't let Hollywood turn you into Darth Vader. You deserve better than this. Much better than this. So start asking for it.